All right, guys, Philippines is open. That means a lot of you guys are heading there. I know I heard from some of you. This is a quick, easy guide. The currency, Philippine Pesos for beginners, so stick around. All right, guys, before we get started with today's video, a couple of favors that I need to ask. One, that you'll give the video a like, and two, that you'll subscribe if you haven't already. These two small things that don't cost anything help the channel more than you know, and we really thank everybody that stepped up to do so up to now, and we thank you for considering doing both of those things today. So without further delay, let's get into it. Alright guys, welcome back to the USA to Philippines Life channel. Just a quick disclaimer, we are not based in the Philippines currently. And what gives me the right to talk about the Philippines, you might ask? Well, I've been there many times. I was married there. My wife, who lives here with me, is from the Philippines. We love the Philippines. We have family in the Philippines. We own property together in the Philippines. Yes, I've done videos about, there'll be people who will say, no, she owns the property. I'm not going to get into that whole thing again. You guys go back and watch the videos that I did about that before you comment. But right now we're here in the States, okay? And I don't know, perhaps I jumped the gun starting this channel. I wanted to start this channel, but maybe I started it a little too soon. I don't know. But nevertheless, I started the channel, and I enjoy the channel, and I enjoy meeting the guys like myself in various stages of their lives. USA, Philippines life, Canada, Canadians, Brits, Aussies, wherever. We all have one thing in common, and we love the Philippines, and we are looking forward to transitioning our lives there, or we're already there. So that's what this channel is about. It's about my wife and I transitioning from USA life to Philippines life. So that's what it's all about. And I'm not an expert. I'm not based over there. Eventually I'm going to be. God willing, I'm going to be based there, and I'm going to be getting up in the morning and walking outside with my camera like a lot of the guys you see, or taking you on a ride wherever I'm going that day. That's, if God willing I make it to that point, that's what this channel is going to transition to. But we'll be able to point back at the early part of the channel where we were still stuck in New Jersey working our backsides off through the pandemic, etc. So it's been quite a journey, and it's not even a year. The channel will be a year old the end of May 2022. A lot has happened in that time. It's been quite a little journey just from when I started the channel to now. But that being said, I'm thankful for every one of you guys that watch the channel. I know we comment back and forth. I'm hoping to make more friends on this channel with this common love that we all share of the Philippines. I know a lot of you guys are new to the Philippine journey. A lot of you guys have your ladies there, and you're going to be heading there soon. You've been waiting. You got your tickets. I know some of you guys have commented. So I just wanted to do a very quick guide, because it was a big thing for me when I first went there, and that was the money. I had never really traveled as an adult to any foreign countries before. When I was younger, much younger, traveled to the Bahamas with my parents. That's about it. I really have not traveled anywhere. I was trapped in a bad first marriage for a long time, and we really didn't have any interest to travel. We were just young and stupid, and we did a lot of stupid things, and travel was not part of the plan. So I missed out on a lot of my younger years that I could have been traveling, enjoying, and learning about the world. But that didn't happen. But lo and behold, here I am, fast forward 2022, and I'm fixing to retire in a half dozen years in Iloilo City, which I can't wait to do. And we'll be back in Iloilo this fall, October, November-ish, for the better part of a month. We're looking forward to that. With that being said, for the new guys, and this is just for the new guys, quick guide, easy guide, when you go to the Philippines, okay, bring cash, bring your credit cards, make sure you tell your bank you're traveling to the Philippines before you go. You won't have any problem using those credit cards. In the Philippines, most places will take credit cards, except for smaller mom and pop places, street food, things like that. So you do need to have some cash. Suggest changing a $100 bill or so at the airport, just so you have some cash in hand. I always like the money changers in the malls, in the Robinson malls. That's always a good safe bet. SM malls, Gaisano we have out in our part of the Philippines is another big mall chain. I always seem to trust those money changers more than the ones you might find, in a small shop in the city or anything like that. I always got a good rate. When you travel to the Philippines and you're going to bring some cash, try to bring large bills, hundreds, 50s. I mean, that's not always possible, and you're always going to have 20s, 10s. You're going to have smaller denominations too. When changing money, you want to change your hundreds, your 50s. You get a higher rate. Okay, there's some people that will tell you, no, they won't take your smaller denominations. They will. You just get a much lower rate of exchange for them. So save those smaller bills for when you get back in the States, and if you can. But bring larger bills that you can change. Also, my recommendation, when I was there, I used a reloadable debit card. It was a MasterCard. I reloaded it before I left. It wasn't a credit card, so I felt very safe using it. I was able to use it everywhere. In fact, if you've seen the story of my wife and I's first meeting, I missed the flight, the first flight. Go back and watch that. It's a pretty funny story. It's a true story. But I had to rebook my return flight, and in doing so was refunded for the first itinerary, minus the travel agent fees. And that was reloaded back into that card, which was great because I used that card there a lot, instead of the regular credit cards. And I saved on the cash. I kind of held on to the cash, and I used the debit card wherever I could. Starbucks, any place I could use the card, I was using the card. It was just easier. But when you get down to using the cash, and you've not been there before, have no idea how the money situation works there, quick, easy guide. Okay? First denomination you're going to see a lot is 1,000 pesos. Okay? Just think of this as a $20 bill. Simple as that. Now I'll get comments in there, well, your $20 bill is worth a lot more than 1,000 pesos. And yeah, it is. But in general, I just thought of the 1,000 as a $20 bill. Made things a lot easy for me. Okay, so that means your 500 is your 10. That's a 10. 250, that's a $5 bill right there. So that's pretty much, once I got that into my noggin, it didn't take me long, and I was adjusted to the money situation within a day. But I figured that out on my own. Obviously, my wife, my first trip out, she had never been to the U.S. She had no idea. But I started to do the numbers in my head, and that's what I came up with. And that's what it's been. So that's what I would say for you beginners to keep in mind. 1,000 pesos, $20 bill. 500 is a 10, 250 is a 5, and then it goes down. Right now, I think the rate of exchange is 52 pesos per dollar, around there. It fluctuates. It's pretty good right now. It's an important thing. Also, when I was there, I did withdraw some money. I went to one of the big banks. I think it was a BDO bank in Iloilo, and used my bank card, my U.S. bank card, in the machine. It spit out pesos, 1,000 peso bills at me. I think I pulled a five or 6,000 pesos the one time I did that, and very easy, no problem. So I did that. I used an ATM. I brought a debit card, a reloadable debit card, just for everyday use there. Now, when I go back the next time, I have another reloadable card that's actually works with an app, and I can just transfer money into it from an app, which should be, I'm going to see how that works out, but that should be pretty good. This way, you don't have to worry. It's just a debit card that you reload. It doesn't have a lot of funds on it, and there's no way if anybody gets a hold of the number, they can't do anything to you. So just ways that I'm sharing with you guys the things that I did when I was there. I did a little of everything and didn't have any problems. But I would say, change some cash at the airport. Like I said, 100 or two. Actually, I think my first trip, I did $300 I changed at the airport in Manila before I left. So 300 is a good starting point. It gives you a good amount of, you're going to have about roughly around 15,000 pesos in your pocket. That's a good starting point. You have money for taxis and stuff like that. So that's a good starting point for you. Then when you get where you're going, scope out, the money changers. Like I said, if you can go to a Robinson's or an SM Mall, scout around in there. I know Robinson's usually has a good money changer in there. Try to stick to those. They seem to be a little more reputable. And just be careful. It's like anything else. Just be careful. I would avoid the little shop money changers unless somebody there that you trust is bringing you there. I would avoid those type of I did use a couple. My wife brought me to a couple. I didn't have any problems with the small ones, but I felt best in the mall, in the big Robinson's mall. I just felt it was more on the level. The exchange rate was good. It felt safer, and we never had a problem. And that's always my go-to when I'm in this. I always go to that particular money changer when in Iloilo. If you're going to Iloilo by some chance, it's Robinson Iloilo on the second floor. Look for the money changer up there. I can't think of the name right off the top of my head, but it's a good one, and it's one that I don't even know after the pandemic if it's still there. Let you know in the fall when I get back. But that's going to do it for this video. Just a quick video in thinking about the guys, the new guys. I know you guys are heading back, and super excited for you. Can't wait to hear from you guys when you're over there or when you get back. Tell me how your trip was. It's really exciting going there for the first time. I wish I could relive my first time going there because it was like a dream. It really was. It was the greatest. I tell people, my first trip to the Philippines was one of the greatest adventures of my life. Second, that was actually meeting my wife and marrying her in the Philippines. But just that whole first trip, the whole experience of doing something like that, for me and people that know me here, didn't believe that I was going. He's not going to go. He's not going to the Philippines. And I went, and he's not going to marry that Filipino girl. And I did. And then it was, that Filipino girl's not going to come here and be with him. And she did. So we keep proving them wrong. But for you guys, good luck, have fun. Remember my pointers with the money, easy way to remember, and have fun. And so that's going to do it for this video. Thank you guys for watching. If you would be so kind, if you got something out of it, give it a like, subscribe if you haven't already. We really appreciate it. As we always like to say here at USA to Philippines Life channel, wherever you guys are in the world, stay well, stay safe, stay blessed, and we'll see you real soon with another video. And I thank you guys so much for watching. Take care, and we'll see you soon.